What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing a Raw recap. We opened up with a tribute to Martin Luther King Jr., which was then followed by a 10 bell. After that, I hope you all went and played your lottery numbers, because Brock Lesnar showed up with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman talks about the Fatal 4-Way last week, and then starts running his mouth about the Royal Rumble match. Then Vince McMahon comes out, he talks about the Finn Balor-Lesnar match, and compares it to David and Goliath. He then runs down the crowd, saying that they believe in fairy tales. Then Braun Strowman comes out. He says that last week was the worst day of his life, but at the same time, it was the best day for Brock Lesnar. Then Finn Balor comes out and says that he earned his Universal title shot. After a ton of posturing and now 25 minutes into the show, we finally have our first match. Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor. Both Heyman and Lesnar are at ringside. This was an match. Strowman threw Balor into Brock Lesnar, who then gave him a German suplex. I don't know why this wasn't disqualified right there, but they let it go. Okay. Finn Balor starts to fight back, attacking both Strowman and Lesnar. Finn Balor gets the coup de grace on Braun Strowman, but Brock Lesnar runs in, gives Balor an F5, and gets disqualified. I guess now that's wrong, which I don't understand why they didn't disqualify him for the German suplex, but I guess once he hits his finisher move, oh wait, we gotta disqualify you for that. Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush come out. Lio Rush says Bobby Lashley is better than everybody. Then Apollo Crews comes out, he congratulates Bobby Lashley for winning the belt, and then challenges him to a match. Lio Rush says no, but instead we'll have a pose-off. What? After all of this, Bobby Lashley attacks Apollo Crews. Then when we come back from the commercial, we now have a match. Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews. This is another amp match. Lio Rush interferes. Bobby Lashley gets a spear on Apollo Crews, gets the pin. Okay. As Bobby Lashley is going up the ramp, Seth Rollins' music hits. He comes down for his match, and they pass along the ramp. Before the match, though, Seth Rollins cuts a very extended promo, leading up to him winning at the Royal Rumble. Then Drew McIntyre comes out to waste more time rebutting Seth Rollins. And then finally we have our match, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. This was actually a good match, though. It was a very physical match. There were a lot of near falls. Seth Rollins got a surprise roll-up on Drew McIntyre, got the win, bugged out of there. Backstage, we got the Revival petitioning to Vince McMahon for another shot at the tag team titles. Vince McMahon gives them their wish and gives them a special referee, Kurt Hawkins. Dude. I can't see this ending well. Then we have the Lucha House Party versus Jinder Mahal and the Singh Brothers. Bruh. This was basically a throwaway match. The Lucha House Party won. And then since we've wasted so much time so far tonight, let's just go ahead and continue it with Elias in the ring. Before he starts to play his song, Baron Corbin thinks, well, wait a minute, I haven't had a chance to waste anybody else's time. So he comes out. They start bickering back and forth, blah, blah, blah. Okay, who the cares? So then we have our next match, Baron Corbin versus Elias. Match, who cares? Baron Corbin won. After that, we have our moment of sleep with Alexa Bliss. She talks about the Royal Rumble and names the participants so far, and then she introduces her guest, Nia Jax. Before anything else happens, though, she's interrupted by Ember Moon. She grabs a microphone and says she will be winning at the Royal Rumble. Then Alicia Fox comes out. She says she's going to be winning at the Royal Rumble. Then Mickie James comes out. She says she's going to be winning at the Royal Rumble. There's a big fight. Everybody else comes out. Blah, blah. Oh, my God. This is done. I'm done. Just stop with this. Really. This is f***ing annoying. After all the women start fighting, they go backstage. Alexa Bliss says that she's going to be entering the Royal Rumble. And then Lacey Evans comes out. She runs down Alexa Bliss, calling her sawed off, and says that she's going to be entering into the Royal Rumble as well. We then have the main roster debut of Heavy Machinery versus the Ascension. This is going to be a glorified squash match. As you can probably guess, Heavy Machinery wins this one. Then we have the Revival versus Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Kurt Hawkins is going to be the special referee. This is going to be for the Raw Tag Team titles. This was, however, a decent match. The Revival tried to pull some shady shit, but Kurt Hawkins was not having any of it. Chad Gable gets a pin on Scott Dawson. After the match, the Revival beat down on Kurt Hawkins, and Zack Ryder comes in for the save. Both Hawkins and Ryder were tag team champions at one point in time, so maybe we're going to see another reunion of these two. We then come to our main event, Ronda Rousey and Natalya versus Sasha Banks and Bayley. Before the match, Ronda Rousey cut a heated promo on Sasha Banks, and right before the bell starts, Sasha Banks grabs a microphone and dishes it out right back at Ronda Rousey. As soon as the match started, though, this was mean right off the bat. Both Rousey and Banks were goading each other on. Both Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks got their armbar and Banks statement, respectively, onto each other, but to no avail. This ended off with Sasha Banks getting the Banks statement on Natalya, who taps out. After the match, both Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks get in each other's face. They have a little bit of a tussle. And with this, we end tonight's Raw. For a go-home show for the Royal Rumble, oh my God, this was a trudge to get through. This was, we're going to be talking for 25 minutes. I see that hasn't changed with all this big shakeup that we're supposed to be having. And then half the matches were just straight trash. It's like some of them we could have just done straight without, like the Lucha House Party and Jinder Mahal's Singh Brothers match. The Elias Corbin match could have been just done with altogether. Like the first hour and a half was just straight trash. And I'm really trying to censor myself because I know exactly what I want to be saying about this. But once again, like I always say, as I've said probably the past, year and a half.
Hello?
Hopefully SmackDown will be a lot better. Oh my god, it can't be half as worse as this one was. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.